Hello and welcome to the Fuse5 Overview module. This module is designed to give you an overview of the layout of Fuse5. So where we're at right now is essentially at the home page. This is the home page where it gives you lots of different graphs and information about sales and alerts over on the side here. So what this is designed to do from a management perspective is to give you information on your business. So as you can see, there's several different graphs here that you may or may not have access to depending on your user and role permissions. But to run any of the graphs that you see here, if I simply click on the refresh button next to the graph that I want to run, in this case homepage dashboard 1, the information for that graph will appear. If I want to simply see all my homepage graphs all at one time and have them populate, you can click on the refresh all graphs button here. And as you can see, it'll populate all the other graphs. So if I scroll down here, you'll see the other graphs are populated there as well. Other things you'll notice are alerts on the side. So these alerts you may or may not have access to, but any of those that are set up will be here, and any of these bolded names will be able to be clickable. And for example, if you're able to see lost sales, if I click right on lost sales, you'll get a pop-up alert where you can manage your lost sales. Over in the corner, you'll notice some icons that are throughout all of Fuse5. So there's a button to hide the Fuse5 alerts, which is actually just for the home page. We also have a calendar button, a world clock button, a calculator button, a last viewed button, which will show you the last viewed pieces of information, and then a button for an open all menu, and then you can navigate to any part of Fuse5 by clicking right on it from there. Lastly, there's a make this page default button, which you can select any page to make it your default, and every time that you log in, you'll be logged into that location. Other things you'll notice are up at the top there is a scrolly information bar. So if you do have permission, you can give your counter people or your employees information using that scroll bar. Also up in the corner there's a Fuse5. This will always take you to the home page. So if I click that, you'll notice that my page is refreshed and I'm brought back to the home page here. Also up in the upper right hand corner, you'll notice that it tells you what your name is once you log in. You'll also see the location that you're logged into. You'll see the support information, as well as a link to Fuse5 updates and the time it is in your location, and the ability to sign out of your user as well. So that's the home page. On the home page, you'll also notice that there's many different tabs running across the top here. So as I hover over them, you'll notice that there's more information. So just like we saw with the open all menu, this is the main way to navigate through Fuse5. So if I hover over point of sale, you'll notice that I see several pieces of information here. Main ones that you'll be using out of this module is the point of sale. So if I click on that, it's actually going to take me to the create a new sales order page here. I can also go to the sales order listings page. So if I go to point of sale sales orders, this is going to take me to a listing of all your sales orders, and you can search for and find sales orders here. Other things that you'll be using this tab for is the end of day reconciliations. So if I hover over point of sale, then go down to end of day reconciliations, this will take me to a listing of all the end of day reconciliations. This is where you'll actually close out your day and tell Fuse5 how much money you've actually received throughout the day. That'll pull your actual sales from Fuse5, and you'll just have to confirm how much cash, check, and credit cards you've received. Going back to the point of sale, I'm just going to click on point of sale here. For all our pages, there's some information that I want to point out in the upper corner. I'm just going to go back to the sales orders listings page. So if I go point of sale, sales orders, you'll notice in the upper right hand corner there's some information that I'd like to point out. So just like we saw on the home page, there's many different components here that are on all pages. So no matter what page you're on, in the upper right hand corner you'll see an orange plus button. This gives you the ability to create a new whatever page you're on. So for example, I'm on the sales order page. If I click this button, it'll take me to the create sales order page, and I can create a new sales order. If you're on the accounts page, if you click on the plus button, it'll create a new account. Same thing for products. So if I'm on the products page and I click the orange plus button, it'll create a new product. So that's universal throughout Fuse5, and you'll have access to most of these buttons. Next button you'll see here is search in sales orders. If I click and unclick that button, you'll notice that my search disappears and reappears. Last viewed is also available. We've already talked about that. There's the calendar, the world clock, a calculator, importing shipping information, and import-export buttons. You'll notice that the import button is actually grayed out here. The export button is not. So import and export buttons allow you to either import information into Fuse5 or export information out of Fuse5. And those are available up in the upper right hand corner. You also see there's an open all menus. The next button is the price and availability button. This button allows you to add an account as well as a product and see the cost of that product for that account. So if I click on this button or click my F9 key on your keyboard, it will open up a page where you can insert your product in your account. If you want to see an account specific product and what the pricing is, first insert your account name. In this case, I'm going to type in Christoph's Garage. You can hit the enter button here, and just like at the point of sale, all the accounts that start with that, whatever you entered in, will appear in this drop down. So click right on the name that you want, in this case Christoph's. Then add in the product that you're looking for. In this case, I'm looking for 51515, line code WIX. Type in that number here. Hit the enter button. Select the correct product from the drop down. In this case, it's the first one. You can also use your arrows to navigate here on your keyboard. Once the account and the product are added in, you can see there's various information here. First, you can see the availability. So this screen shows you the quantity on hand, as well as if any are allocated, and how many are available. You can also see if any are on order, or if there's any customer back orders. There's other information there as well, but these are the most important ones in that column. You can also see the pricing column here. This tells you the sale price of the customer, as well as the customer list price, and it'll display all your M-field values here as well. You can also see list price from the product record, core sale price, current cost, average landing cost, and last cost of the product. On the far right, you can see all the sales information. So you can see these numbers here represent each location that you have, and each of the numbers to the right represent a month in the year. So in this case, I had 9 sales in June of 2015. Below that, you can see all your locations total available, quantity on hand, quantity on order, and the order points for all of those locations. To the far right, you can see that you can go to the product tracker, as well as see the all sales history graph, an excellent tool to use, very similar to this last 12 months, the lost sales history for that product, and then you can also click push to SO to push this product and account to a sales order. And there you go. Now you can go ahead and process the sale. Let's go back to the price and availability screen. To exit the screen, click the close button in the upper right hand corner. I'm going to go back to my sales orders listings page, and that is the end of the buttons up at the top. So I'm going to move on next to the sales management tab here. Sales management primarily is accounts. So if I click right on sales management here, I'm taken to a listing of all your accounts. Again, you'll notice all the buttons in the upper right hand corner. You'll notice the ability here to search for a particular account. Also, if I want to create a new account, I can go to Sales Management Accounts and over to Create Accounts. This is also where all the AR information is stored, so you can run account statements as well as create an ROA or an adjustment. Next tab you'll see is the Deliveries module. This is where you'll send your outgoing sales orders, and this is where you can track that information. Next tab you'll see is the product information. This is primarily used for products. So if I click right on the products management page, I'm taken to the products listings page. Again, you'll notice the tabs up at the top as well as the ability to search for particular products. You can also see if I hover over this tab, this is where purchase orders are created by going to purchase orders. I can also receive products by going to products received and received by product or by purchase order number. This is also where you can create and receive store transfers, so moving products between stores. So I can create a new store transfer or receive products by product or by received by TRN number, which is the store transfer number. Next tab we're going to talk about is Ignite Your Margins. This you may or may not have the ability to see. This is actually where the sale price plans are created, that the pricing for your accounts at the point of sale is taken from. Next tab you'll see is Data Tools. If I click right on Data Tools here, I'll be taken to a listing of all the reports within Fuse5. This is broken down into many different sections that include inventory as well as sales, audit information, accounts receivable. All different types of reports are included here. If I hover over Data Tools, you'll also see there's some very useful tools in here as well. Purchase line items actually keeps track of all the line items or the items that you're purchasing. Sales line items keeps track of all the sales that you're doing and which accounts you're selling to. Sales history is the history of all your sales and as it's recorded within Fuse5. And then one of my favorite modules is Product Tracker. I'm going to click right on Product Tracker here. It's going to take me to a page. Product Tracker, as you can see here, can be used to keep track of a particular product. In this case, it's line code TRN, product number 1001. I'm going to remove some criteria there and click on Search. And as you can see here, Product Tracker will actually keep track of all the ins and outs of your particular products. So you can see change type, it keeps track of sales orders, manual adjustments, receiving, quick edit, store transfers, as well as receiving from purchase orders. So all this information is stored, and you can see that your quantities fluctuate from here. So that's one of my favorite data tools. In general, you more than likely won't have the personal and admin tab here either, but you will see your personal settings as well as the opportunity to go to training materials. This other information here is only accessible if you're an admin within Fuse5. That concludes the module that highlights that overview of Fuse5. Thank you for joining, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.